HIV is spreading like wildfire. Everybody getting burnt. This is not nothing to play with. So far, we heard about 20,000 plus cases in Atlanta. New cases. We got Houston going crazy. DC, numbers are up. It's at epidemic levels. And they say more men are passing it to their girlfriends. That's really how it's being spread for the most part, in mass numbers. And some husbands spreading it to their wives even. Family, you already know what to do, and if you're brand new, 2 thumbs up this video so YouTube can push this content out. Smash subscribe to join the tribe, and ring the post notification bell as well. All right, let's get into it. Y'all know how I go. Drop a comment below at any time.
When's the last time you've been tested? You bitches don't even get your annual exams. You don't even go to the dentist twice a year to get your teeth cleaned. Yet, you have the audacity to project onto me in my comments and say, you only know him a month. Why did you ask him to get an STD test? You would just have one night stands and never get a man tested. We're spending every day together. We talk all day. We FaceTime, we text. We're vibing, and sex becomes a conversation one time. And I tell you, hey, I'm abstinent. These are the rules. These are the things that I expect.
As a nurse who lives in Atlanta, my advice for you guys is to be sure that you are checking those my charts. I would advise even going to get tested together. People make jokes about it all the time, but there's young people, there's old people, there's healthy looking people, there's all kinds.
The thing about HIV, it don't got a face and it don't got a race. It can affect anybody. It's no look to it. You can't tell most of the time unless they have the marks on their skin, you know, the black marks and whatnot. But most of the times you cannot tell. You can't just go to the grocery store and be like, oh yeah, he got it, she got it. No, that's not how it works. You wouldn't even know unless you dig into that blood. You get that blood work. You get that paperwork on them. It's just like a car. You know how you get the Carfax when you buy a brand new car? Same thing. You got to get them STD facts. Let me know your background. You see where I'm going with it? You got to know the history. Now look, this next clip is to anybody that's making up excuses. If somebody hits you with an excuse to why they can't show you their MyChart or their STD paperwork, oh, well, I don't got no money to pay for it. I don't got no health insurance. I can't find a clinic. I ain't got no car to go to one. Those excuses are no longer valid. They now have at-home kits.
What was the reason? What was the reason? What was the reason again that you gave me for not going to get tested? I know it's my day off. Hence, I'm not in my uniform, not in my scrubs. But what was the reason why you said you couldn't go? No insurance? Okay. No ride? Okay. No ride. No Uber? No Uber. But you still got that loud pack, right? You still smoking that weed. You still drinking the Dawn. You still smoking hookah. You still having fun. You still living life. You're still having sex. Right? Now, what was the reason you ain't gonna get tested yet? I'm waiting. I'm waiting. Curls done dropped. That's how long I've been waiting for a response. But being that I'm your nurse bestie, you know I got you. You know I got you. Come on now. Check this out. Good on Amazon, right? That new fine shit you fucking with, the new one. The new one with the goals in his mouth. Or you got you a red bone. You got you a brown baddie. You got you a chocolate garden. Maybe you got you a Wall Street CEO, CFO. Maybe you fucking with the nigga from Tesla. Maybe you dealing with Elon. I don't know. But listen, I got you. Because that is my duty. Okay? Hello? In the privacy of your home, wherever you stay at, right? In the privacy of wherever you stay, this will be delivered straight to your door, right? It is so simple. And guess what? It's not even, you know, like when you go get tested and they prick your finger, like they'll prick your finger. It's no pricking. All it is a kit with instructions, with directions, and a swab that you swab inside your mouth on your gums and you literally get your results in about 20 minutes. You can't beat this.
A woman came on this app and said that she used to work in a clinic in Atlanta, keyword Atlanta, and the amount of patients that came in with STDs and HIVs were so freaking scary. She was there for just a program, a training program to get some type of credits before she went back to her state. And the amount of patients from age 13 and up that had STDs, that had to call their partners and let them know that they have STDs and HIV was so traumatizing to her. It was so traumatizing to her that she made a pact to herself, even though she was single, she made a pact to herself to not date anyone from Atlanta and the surrounding areas. She did not want to date anybody because she has personally witnessed how many patients came with HIV positive test results, and it scared her. And that just goes to show you, it's not even about, oh, I'm securing my relationship, or, oh, he would never. It's to the point where these people are out here and actively giving other people uncurable diseases and think it's okay. They said in Atlanta the past 8 months, 20,000 new cases of HIV was reported. 20,000. Just let that sink in. It's not worth it, you guys. And all those men or women out there that, oh, you know what, I'm cheating because...
You probably heard about it. You might not have, though. Women, some men, but a lot of women are taking the necessary steps to protect themselves. They're not going to stop. They're not saying they're going to stop sleeping around. They said they're going to start taking medicine. They're about to start taking PrEP. And if you don't know what PrEP is, it'll, in so many ways, help to fight off the infection if you do mess with somebody that got it or happen to, you could be working in the medical field even. There are some medical professionals that work with HIV testing where they take it. That way if, blood-to-blood contact is a thing, they won't be affected. So what people are doing is they're taking the medication to try to prevent from catching HIV. And I hope I explained that right. If not, correct me in the comments.
I never thought that I would be saying that I'm starting my HIV meds. Just keep it real. Half of y'all do like the F-raw. I've been telling a group of strangers, but here I am. I'm seeing people saying that they contracted it from being in a monogamous relationship. There are a couple of people that I know personally who have STDs, and I know that they're not disclosing their status. And people aren't asking. In today's world, people just more so, they prioritize their performance in the bedroom. The best sex that I've ever had have come from men who are whores. I'm safe most of the time, but I do have moments. Luckily, I'm HIV negative, and I'm starting it tomorrow because it's called PrEP. You have health insurance, you get this for free. Just encourage y'all to look into it. Just protect yourself and don't rely on putting your health in somebody else's hands. When I happen to have a slip up, I don't have to worry about contracting HIV.
Did you know that you have a 3 to 4 times higher risk of contracting HIV if you don't have a healthy and balanced vaginal microbiome? I've been seeing a ton of talk about HIV on my For You page. A lot of people are talking about how the cases of HIV are growing, and that is all true, and that's phenomenal to talk about. But if you have a vagina, something that we need to start talking about is the role of the vaginal microbiome, because a lot of people understand just briefly that HIV infects the immune system, but what they don't understand is that in vaginal sex, there are immune cells in your vagina, and that is the first place of infection. And what happens is if you have a disrupted vaginal microbiome or you are a chronic BV sufferer, unfortunately, you have a greater risk of contracting HIV. So let's talk about the science. What is HIV? HIV is short for human immunodeficiency virus. It is a type of retrovirus that infects immune cells. The immune cells specifically are the CD4 plus T cells. So how HIV works is step number 1, it binds to the CD4 receptors and the co-receptors on the surface of the immune cell. Once it does that, it fuses with the cell membrane and then it releases its own RNA. It then uses reverse transcriptase to convert its RNA into DNA. And then finally, it integrates into the host's DNA and essentially it just hijacked the entire immune system. So in vaginal sex, HIV is typically transmitted when it crosses first the vaginal mucosal barrier. This is the first line of defense. If it can and does cross this barrier, it now can infect the immune cells that are located at the cervicovaginal epithelium. But again, the key is if it passes the vaginal mucosal barrier, because this barrier is not passive. It doesn't just let anything come through it. It's very selective, and it's your own defense system. There is a military there, and that military is your good bacteria known as lactobacillus. They are your first line of defenses. So a healthy vaginal microbiome is one that is dominated by this healthy bacteria known as lactobacillus. It is the most abundant type of bacteria found in the vagina, and it helps protect you against HIV, but also against other STIs like chlamydia, gonorrhea, and even HPV. So how does lactobacillus do this? Well, number one is the lactic acid production. Everybody likes to talk about the vagina being acidic and making sure that it smells and tastes good on social media, but let's talk about why the acidity from lactobacillus, not from boric acid, not from vinegar, the lactic acid that comes from lactobacillus, why it's important. That is because it has antiviral and antibacterial activity and is actually capable of inactivating the HIV virions, which then stops the virus from integrating and fusing into the host cell. So there is a direct preventative mechanism that exists when the vagina is dominated by lactobacillus and it's producing lactic acid. Number two is that there's reduced inflammation if you have a healthy vaginal microbiome. So what a lot of people don't know is that if the vaginal microbiome is disrupted, there's a lot of inflammation that's taking place within the vagina. And inflammation directly translates to the CD4 T cells being flared. Your immune system is flaring within your vaginal microbiome. And if this is happening because your vaginal microbiome is disrupted, that means that there's more targets for the HIV. There's activated CD4 plus cells that the HIV is going to want to attach to and reach. But when you have a healthy vaginal microbiome, there is a lower level of pro-inflammatory cytokines, so there's less flaring of the CD4 cells, and now there's less targets for the HIV virus to integrate with. Number three is mucosal barrier. So if you have a healthy vaginal microbiome, you have plenty of lactobacillus in your vagina, well then you have a tight and intact mucosal barrier. So what does tight mean? Well, there's actually junctions within the mucosal barrier that sometimes can get disrupted when you have conditions like BV and a disruption within the vaginal microbiome. But if you have a vagina dominated with this good bacteria, it actually keeps these junctions tight and it doesn't allow anything to penetrate through, and that anything includes HIV. And number four are other byproducts like H2O2, hydrogen peroxide, and bacteriocins. So lactobacillus bacteria doesn't just produce lactic acid. There are these other byproducts that are also antiviral, and these byproducts can actually limit the survival of the virus in the vagina to begin with if you are exposed to it. So if you have a disrupted vaginal microbiome, not only do you have a higher vaginal pH, but you also have greater inflammatory markers, which also then means that there's more cell recruitment and more targets for the virus. So having a healthy vagina is so important. And as someone who's a biomedical engineer who studies female reproductive health and understands the importance of taking care of the vagina.
She dropping some game. A lot of people didn't even know what HIV stood for. She just put it out there. Some people are more likely to catch it than others. Some people didn't know that either. These are things you definitely need to know, because you might be like, well, why come I only slept around with one person and I caught it and they slept with 300,000 people and they didn't catch it? So you might be more likely to catch it than that person. It's just your genetics. It's your DNA. It's your chemical makeup, who you are as a person. You got a different immune system than other people. See, people didn't know that part. Health is wealth. These are things you need to take seriously. But shout out to everybody that's celibate, that don't have these worries. They don't have to worry about catching HIV. Shout out to the people that are vetting the people that they sleeping with. They going and getting those test results. They're protecting themselves and others. It's not just you who you're protecting. If you're not getting checked, you could be putting other people at risk too, not just yourself. But some people don't care. Shout out to the people that care. Perfect example is this next clip that y'all are about to watch. It's an elderly lady. She caught HIV, but she's saying AIDS. So I guess it went from HIV to AIDS with her. she has AIDS and she got that from her husband. She did not know that her husband was HIV positive. I ain't gonna share the whole clip. I'm gonna let y'all watch it. I'll come back after.
I am what AIDS looks like. Story time. When I was 20 years old in 1990 on active duty in the Marine Corps, my first husband was sent to get a HIV test, which was the standard test that they did before they sent people overseas. He did not tell me that his test turned out positive. I went to visit him at the Naval Hospital where they sent him, and I got off the elevator and I saw all of the pictures, HIV posters all over the wall, and that was when I realized that I was probably in serious trouble. And then I went to the hospital myself. I went home, back to my unit. I got tested. They sent me to the hospital, and I had a very low T cell count. So my immediate diagnosis was AIDS. I was told that I had about 2 years. I was told to get my affairs in order and prepare to not survive because my initial T cell counts were below 200, which was the requirement for AIDS back then. And they have been there and below 200 many, many times since. And I've had AIDS-defining illnesses. Now I'm doing really, really well now. I'm here to educate people about HIV. If you're interested in what I have to say, please give me a like and most importantly a share so I can help get the word out there. I'd like to teach people what it's actually like to live with HIV and dispel some myths.
Let me give you the story time. A man gave me HIV when I was really young. I was a young ass girl. I was 20 something years old. I was a teenager, not even like whatever. I was a kid. And he was 10 years older than me. He was like 30 something, 32 or something like that. So 10 years apart from me. So Wahid, Sahaji Wahid, had unprotected sex with me when I was really young. Before he stuck his beep inside of me, I told him, "You're HIV negative, right? And you don't have no STDs." And he's like, "No, I don't have no STDs. I am clean." Da da da. And I'm like, "Okay, perfect." So we did our thing. We met 2 times, and I told him, "Oh, I wanted to have a kid," but he told me to take a birth control. And I'm like, "Yeah, you're right. I should take a birth control because I don't know you like that, and plus this seems like it's not whatever." So, the nigga gave me AIDS. He gave me HIV. He stopped talking to me automatically after he did that to me when he came inside him. Well, he did that. And he stopped talking to me. And I was freaking out for 3 months until I came with a bright idea and I contacted his sister. Yeah, Facebook is one hell of a family connection line. I contacted his sister, which is Sabrina Wahid, and his name is Sahaji Wahid. He was born in 1984, I believe. They're all from Broward. He's right now in New York. He's originally from New York. He has a bunch of tattoos, long hair. They call him something Shabuka or something like that. Something from the Lion King movie. That's what they name him. He's not. He's weird, but he just ruined my life. You know, he destroyed me. So his sister sent me a false negative test of his with his signature on his driver's license, which I could definitely match and see it was him that he took the test, and he infected me with HIV and he ruined my life. I have no kids, I have no family, thank God. Now I'm taking treatment for HIV. I'm taking medicine, but just letting you know, it doesn't matter if it's the sister, the mother, even the mother lied to me. Shit. I went and contacted the mom and everything. They all told me the same thing, that he's negative. They hung up on me. She sent me the test. He's negative. He told me he was negative. He never answered my calls. Only the ones that answered were his family or, you know, his sister. Because I begged her. She just gave birth, and then she gave birth. And I'm like, from a mother to a woman who wants to be a mother, just, you know. So yeah, so basically I'm just trying to give you guys awareness how disgusting men really is. It doesn't matter how cute he is, how young you are, like, oh my god, he is so attractive, blah 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 blah. That man destroyed my life. I don't have kids. I only have a dog. I don't have family. I don't have anything. I'm literally like just by myself. I'm surviving in this fucked up world by myself. And I have
HIV because of him. And I can't do anything. It's not like I try to report him and nobody wants to listen to me. So yeah, Sahaji Wahid from New York. I think he was from the Bronx when I first met him. I think he's back in New York. Some red flags I noticed about him is that right after he had sex with me, he told me to take my birth control, but he didn't take anything else. He just told me, he stopped answering my phone calls. I called him. I wanted to see him again, and I called him. I didn't know he was positive, no. And, I'm sorry, this is, like, overwhelming. But he is a horrible, horrible person. And, he lied to me. He gave me AIDS. He stopped answering my calls. He deleted his email. He's changed his name on Facebook. Oh my God, he changed his name on fucking Facebook. And I contacted his sister. His sister gave me a false negative test. I believed her. I stayed calm for a few years until I tested positive. So yeah, they gave me AIDS. The whole family tried to cover it. Even his mother, his sister. They didn't want to. So yeah. I tried to contact the police back then. Told them. Oh yeah, and by the way, he gave me hepatitis B too. Yeah, he gave me HIV, hepatitis B, and hepatitis B and hepatitis, I believe, A. He gave me 3 viruses and HIV, but I didn't know back then about the HIV until now. So yeah, he gave me 3 diseases in one setting, you guys. So yeah. So I'm basically not looking to date anybody right now, but I did wanted to be a mother back then. I do have all those diseases currently. I'm HIV positive, hepatitis B positive but non-reactive. That means I'm not contagious and I don't have to take medicine for it. And I'm hepatitis A positive, but I'm not contagious. He gave me all these diseases, and yeah, Sahaji Wahid, Sabrina Wahid, Sahaji Wahid is from New York. He's probably down here in Broward and Tarmar, something like that, in Broward County, or Little Hill, something like that. So yeah, they're just doing their thing. They destroyed my life. I tried to call the police. I tried to tell them to help me. They didn't. Nobody wanted to help me. So now I'm stuck with this disease. So yeah, welcome to my life. I hope you're doing good, Wahid. I hope you get to see this. I hope you get tagged. Actually, I hope they tag you. I hope my dominicanos allá en Nueva York, hazme el favor y deja ese pariguayo que vea este video, que es un maricón, y déjale saber todas las dominicanas allá que ese maricón tiene sida. Oíste, es un sucio y un asqueroso. Mwah. Thank you for listening to my story. Bye.
And this is another HIV story, a wild one. Family, let me know what y'all thought about this video. What do you think about the current increase in cases? Cases are going up. They're not declining, even though there's medicine out. More medicine than the 80s, the 90s. It's medicine out here, but cases are still going up. They're still climbing. What do y'all think about that? If you were living through the 80s, what do you think about the dating scene in the 80s versus the dating scene now? The difference between the eras. Because, times change, and either people get smarter, more aware, or things get worse. Either things get better or things get worse. It seems with HIV, things are getting worse. Let me know. Drop a comment below. I appreciate you, family. If you made it to the end, peace. To my Hebrew fam, shalom. I will catch y'all on the next one.